Hello and welcome to GMBN, everybody. Today, Isaac, we are going to be talking about some of our favourite trails around the world that we've ridden and recommend, and some that we haven't ridden, right?
Yeah, there's always more and more trails that I'm keen to explore around the world.
So sit back, grab a cuppa, and let's dive on in. Right, Isaac, I'm going to kick us off with a scary one I've done recently. White Line Trail in Sedona, Arizona.
Oh, that's a good one. That was a good video. I like that.
Thank you, mate. Yeah, it's a terrifying trail, though, because if you fall off, you are going to die. So, not for the faint-hearted, I would say. Yeah. Now, this trail is only about 500 metres long, has 2 turns in it, essentially, and traverses...
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, I know. When you put it like that, when you sort of narrow it down like that, it's not the biggest of trails, but... to tick off on that bucket list, I think is a good one out there. But like I said, not for the faint-hearted.
No, definitely not. Maybe. I don't know. That makes me think of one I'd really like to do, actually. It's a similar thing with if you really don't want to fall off the hill, and that is a trail called Vertigo in Switzerland, which is based out of Verbier bike park.
Right, but I've never ridden it.
Slightly off-piste. It's a sanctioned trail, but it's not in the park.
Okay.
And that's it took me about 20 minutes. It's over 1,000 metres of drop. It's all natural single track, but the key bit in the name, Vertigo, you start off on the shoulder of the mountain with all the valley below you, and you just try and look at the trail and not the 1,000-metre drop.
Oh my lord!
So it was.
Your arms must have been on fire by the end of that one.
It was a lot.
That is. How long did it take you again? 20 minutes.
About 20 minutes, top to bottom. I think it's about 8k of just the tightest switchbacks you can.
You can imagine.
Amazing trail.
I mean, I do
trail.
love a switchback, so that's a good thing. Vertigo, Verbier, Switzerland.
Yeah,
that is number 2 on our list.
The third one on the list is one that Martin's put in today, and that is Bentonville's Railyard. Now, that's not one I know a great deal about, but you've just been over to Bentonville. What can you tell me about that one?
He flipping loves this place, Isaac. Yeah. So Bentonville is obviously, as we know, mountain bike capital of the world, they're claiming. The Railyard is in an area called Rogers and is essentially an old rail yard, but it's been made this sort of bike park mecca. So there's everything from pump tracks, jumps, drops, dirt, concrete, tarmac. There's an old train carriage you jump into and out of. It's absolutely insane. It's got this big sort of pavilion that overlooks it. They've really gone all in, and I would recommend it because it's a great place to hone your more urban, jumpy type skills, should we say. It's a flat area, so we're not talking downhill here, but there are sort of these flowing jump lines and wall rides. It's a really good spot. And I know that Martin does love it there because I've seen him ride there and he rips around that place. So yeah, I think that is a worthy number 3 spot, that one.
Nice.
Right, next up, number 4 on our list. We're going from America and crossing the border to Canada for Whistler's A-Line. Yes. Yeah. So A-Line, do you know what? It's just a good, fun trail. There's something about A-Line and party laps on A-Line, I reckon, that make it a trail you must ride because it's just... You get the gondola up, you just cruise this big flowy jump line down, you finish right sort of in Whistler town, you literally pull into the bar, have a beer, watch other people hit the last jump. It's a good one to do, man.
And I guess you feel there's so much history and prestige around that trail.
Exactly,
I've never been to Whistler, but I know if I was riding that, I would be
straight
thinking
to A-Line, right?
Oh my God, I'm doing A-Line. And I feel like that must feature as well. Like, in your head, it's not just any old jump line, there's all of that.
Yeah, like that history, because obviously Crankworks use it for their Air DH race, and people race it. People just do big party laps, like I said, down it. I remember one year I did it, and there was a train of 20 of us just cruising down A-Line, and it's for that reason alone. I think it should be high up on the list. There's this big jump called Moon Booter, where it's this huge dip into a big booter, as its name suggests. Whistler's A-Line, man. Got to put it on there.
I'll get there one day.
Yeah.
So at number 5 today on the list today is a track in Loudenvielle, which is where there's been a couple of enduro races there.
Yes.
It's a downhill World Cup this year as well. It's an amazing sort of mountain village, basically, in the edge of the Pyrenees. It's at the bottom of the Peyresord climb that they race in the Tour.
They do.
There's a lot of cycling heritage around there, and also one of the scariest tracks I've ever done, I think.
Yes, agreed.
They were supposed to race it last year, and they took it out because it was wet.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm better than the best enduro riders in the world. I'll ride it in the wet, and it was very hard.
How was it?
It was
how did
almost
that go
impossible.
For you?
It was a challenge.
Impossible.
It's again super natural. I was going to say flowing, and that's not, it's
in the
tricky.
dry, maybe.
In the dry, maybe it'd be great.
In the dry.
In the wet, I was thinking, God, it's a good idea they're not racing this. There's some really
Absolute
steep,
carnage.
tight, rocky switchbacks where you have to set up on a high line to make it around the corner, but the high line is rocks. But it's really cool, really exciting. Feels like you're on a journey. It's probably about 800 meters drop, 3.5K. It's really steep. You go from like the top of the mountain down to the lake in the bottom of the valley, and everyone's landing paragliders and swimming and being French and hanging out and living their best life. And I just thought, this is incredible. This is like so where I want to be.
Did you think that after you'd done it in the wet? Or you thought that's what it would be like if it was dry?
Yeah. And at the time, I was a little bit scared. Just thinking,
I'm
an idiot. But it was really cool.
Right, Loudenvielle, get there, people. It's a place to be. Okay, number 6 on our list is in Saalbach, where we recently had our Global Bike Festival. Isaac, you were there this year for the first time, right?
I was.
And we're going to talk about Saalbach's X-Line. Go for it.
Oh, it's X-Line. So it was stage 3 at the Enduro World Cup there this year. Yep. So that was quite cool because we were there at the festival. We got to ride this track. It's sort of a blend between bike parks and downhill, fast, rocky sections, a little bit of natural stuff. But because they just raced it in Enduro, there was all the race lines cut in, and you could see, this is where I should be setting up high. This is a straight line. That was cool.
An education.
Yeah,
yes.
It finishes off with pretty scary road gap.
It is big wooden thing, big wooden kicker, isn't it?
Neil trained me over it, and it is impossible to go too slow, basically. You think, I'm going too slow, I need to pedal, and then you go deep and hang on.
Yeah, but you can go around it, people. So if you are looking to go out there, you can go around it. And it is gondola accessed, right?
It is.
So no long pedals to the top. Enjoy it? Fancy doing it again?
Yeah, I'd like to do it again.
Yeah.
It was really fun. I did a lap with Neil, which was great, follow his lines, and you just really get an idea of like where to set up and that kind of thing.
And then once again, you finish in the village for a nice cold beer, right?
Yeah.
What better way to end a trail? Now, Isaac, if I told you about an island, what would you say?
I would say, is it Jersey?
I mean, it's good riding over there, but no, I wouldn't recommend travelling, especially to Jersey to ride. Okay. No, it's slightly further afield. What about if I told you about an island off the coast of Morocco?
Okay.
What about if I told you an island off the coast of the Morocco that's held an EWS, or several in the past?
Yeah, I would think, does it have a cake?
It does have a cake.
Okay.
I like this guy. Yes,
Come
Madeira. On. Madeira, I honestly think, is well worthy of our top list here of trails to ride, because the trails over there are insane. Predominantly all natural.
Yeah.
There are different pockets of the island where it's almost different climates and different soil types, different trees. So you can ride somewhere all the time and experience all these different types of riding as well. And the guys at Free Ride Madeira there, they hold races. Like I said, it's held Enduro World Series races back in the past. It really is some mountain bike trails, I think, that people must ride. Honestly.
That sounds great.
I mean, it's a really volcanic little island.
I've always wanted to go. Look, and just as well, just Madeira as a place, the food, the
culture,
the surfing, like it just looks really great.
Fun fact, Madeira Airport's in the top 10 most dangerous airports in the world.
All right, well, maybe we can take a boat or something. So number 8 today, I'm going to take it in a slightly different direction because I feel like we've had a lot of gondolas and that kind of thing, which
has been downhill heavy.
Of me, but there's a loop that I did a few years ago in South Wales. So it's based
closer to home.
Yeah, a little bit. It was. I did it on a jump bike actually, with my seat down and not enough gears, and it was a bit of a hack. And it's a classic. It's called the Gap Loop, and that's in the Brecon Beacons National Park, or now the Bannau Brycheiniog National Park. Please
nailed it.
Write in, because I didn't nail it, to be honest. But we'll get Matt for this one.
Yeah,
come back on the
insert
channel.
Welsh here, sort of thing.
It's about 40 kilometres.
And you did it on a jump bike? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, with my old 4-cross bike. It was the only bike I had. It was
horrendous, I should imagine.
Yeah, kind of. And I did get a puncture as well. At the very top of Penifan. I basically climbed the whole, dropped in, 20 seconds later hit a rock. That was... But that won't happen to you. It's 24, 25 miles, about 700 metres of climbing, and it's not necessarily the most technical trail, but it's one of the most scenic loops. You come up into this view down this valley is stunning.
Nice, I like it.
Just roll down this really fast-flowing kind of like a really technical fire road. You can see each rock and obstacle, and you're like, dodging through this stuff at high speed. There's lots of different start and finish points and car parks and like pubs and restaurants you could base yourself at. Do this loop. It's not too far.
How much climbing's in it roughly?
It's about 700 meters.
Okay, so not too bad either.
It's a nice day out, but it's not silly. And it's really kind of one climb and one descent, so it's quite easy, I think, to sort of break it down into sections.
I like it.
It's not too far from Cardiff or Newport, Abergavenny.
So you can fly here, people.
Yeah. I think those are some of the safer airports in the world relative to Madeira.
Yes.
And yeah, I'd really like to go back there, to be honest, on a more suitable bike.
The Gap,
yeah.
Brecon Beacons, or Welsh, here. Visit it. Okay, Isaac, I've got a couple for us now, which for me, I've never been to, and I definitely would like to, which is why I've added them to the list.
Yeah.
First up, Fujimi Panorama in Japan.
Nice.
Yeah.
I've never been to Japan.
I have never either.
Oh, well, there we go.
So this is, like I said, based in Japan, and it's touted as Asia's premier bike park. A hell of a claim.
That is, isn't it? Wow.
Hell of a claim. But check it out. It looks amazing. Mount Fuji as the backdrop. Unbelievable sort of sights, sounds, and smells, no doubt. And it's not just the riding. I'd like to see the culture, and just the whole atmosphere of that place. But there's everything: for flow trails, jump lines, technical descents, and it just looks a wicked spot to go and visit. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, why wouldn't you?
Finally, for me, one of the ones that I'd really like to visit is actually in the South Island, New Zealand. Never been bike riding in New Zealand. It's obviously an amazing destination, and there seems to be so much to ride beyond the kind of the classic spots like Coronet, Gorge Road. This is actually, it's an old gold mining trail in the northwest of the South Island.
Yeah?
Thanks. And it's touted as New Zealand's longest single track. It's 85 kilometres.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it starts at over 1,200 metres in elevation apparently. So all sorts of different terrain, open tussocky grassland, single track. And the more I read about it, the more it makes me want to drive out there.
So there we have it then, 8 of our favourite destinations and trails that we think you should go and check out and ride. Have we missed any, Isaac? What do you reckon?
I'm sure, I mean, how could we not? There's so many trails in the world.
Yeah, let us know. If there are more, let us know in the comments down below. But for now, we're out of here. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
Cheers.